Premier Ford and so many of his MPPs are living high off the hog. We say, pay back the money. David Menzies for Rebel News here at Yonge Dundas Square in downtown Toronto. And folks, the reason why I'm here, we want to see what Torontonians have to say about the most recent scandal rocking the Doug Ford progressive conservatives. Let's just call it Expensegate. And by the way, just in case anyone missed this news, it'd be hard to do so, but nevertheless, we've brought our big, beautiful billboard truck along with us, and our campaign is paythemoneyback.com. That's paythemoneyback.com. If you would like to sign the petition, go to that website. And by the way, if you're able to, our truck comes with it a few $1,000s in expenses. If you can chip in, that would be fantastic. In any event, let's call this latest scandal Expensegate, shall we? You see, it was revealed that several MPPs who live within a short driving distance of Queen's Park were actually using taxpayer funds to stay overnight in Toronto at luxury hotels. It's unbelievable. Perhaps the worst offender was Stan Cho. Do you know Cho's North Toronto residence is a mere handful of subway stops away from the Ontario legislature, yet he had the audacity to rack up more than $16,000 in hotel stays. Why? Well, I can tell you folks, Premier Ford was not amused. He took away Cho's cabinet position and said Cho will be paying back the $16,000 plus he squandered on hotel stays. And that goes for all the other MPPs who were living high off the hog on the Ontario taxpayer dime. But just in case you think what's good for the goose is sauce for the gander, well, think again. You see, there's this little matter of Doug Ford's ill-fated private jet. You remember that? He bought this multi-million-dollar Bombardier jet, and then due to the public outcry, he had to almost immediately sell it back to the vendor. Just one hitch. The Ontario taxpayer was on the hook for $200,000. So when all the Q&A was going on about Expensegate, I want you to listen to this question a reporter asked Premier Ford and check out Ford's answer, or should I call it a non-answer?
Well, they're all paying it back, and it's unacceptable. If you guys think for a second I'm happy about this, you're wrong. It's unacceptable. They're all paying it back. Simple as that.
There may be Ontarians, I'm sure, Premier, that will look at the $120,000 in hotel expenses and not see a huge difference between that and the almost $200,000 you charge taxpayers for costs related to your private jet, which you've quickly sold. My question is, if you're directing your caucus members to pay back the hotel money, will you pay back the money for your private jet?
Well, again, I love your questions. Can I tell you something? When I traveled out to Utah, when I traveled to South Carolina, guess where I ate? I ate at McDonald's.
Wow, McDonald's, you say. In any event, Ford doubled down. He said that he is the only premier in the history of the province not to submit any expenses whatsoever. And he told the media to verify that claim. Here, check it out.
But maybe what you should do is look into my expenses and find out that I have zero expenses. The only premier in the history of this province. And yes, I'm the only premier in the history of the province that didn't fly around in government planes.
Uh-oh, talk about buyer's remorse. You see, perhaps Ford thought that the assembled journalists would be too lazy to actually check out that lofty claim. They checked it out, and guess what? Ford had racked up more than $44,000 in airfare, hotels, and meals charged to, yep, you guessed it, the ever-beleaguered taxpayer. Wow, what a disgrace. So folks, in any event, let's see what the people have to say about their elected representatives living like sultans on the taxpayer dime. And let's see what they have to say about Doug Ford's ill-fated private jet and the $200,000 taxpayer hangover that came with it, and the fact that Doug Ford lied through his teeth regarding never racking up any expenses. After all, one of the Premier's election slogans has been for the people. Well, let's indeed see what the people have to say. Sir, we're just asking people what they think of all these MPPs racking up tens of thousands of dollars on the taxpayer tab for hotel stays.
I don't have much to say on that. Sorry.
Asking people what they think of all these MPPs staying in luxury hotels. Nope. Okay.
Years one, the South King and his men.
Just goes to show
When
you.
trade mountain, the years, the war, the day,
Well, I mean,
the soil back, the billion, that was this off, the years of no soil back.
I have no idea what he just said, but this is what you get at Young Dundas Square in the summer. If you can endure the stench of marijuana. Yeah, I'm not dumping on the tokers out there, but my God, it really does smell like dead skunks galore down here. So, sir, there are several MPPs that live within driving distance of Queen's Park, but they were charging the Ontario taxpayer to stay at luxury Toronto hotels. What do you think of that?
Wow, talk about corporate greed. Like, I mean, it's more like, how can I say that? I find it very, like, ridiculous, and, like, how can I say that? It's selfish to, like, the politicians that does that. Like what's called, we definitely need that money to, like, that money could be served on helping the homeless, that's definitely, and helping other people that, because we know that, what's called, many people are lacking jobs and stuff, so,
right.
Especially young people, so that tax money could have been used on, how can I say, this society specifically, like in terms of helping the homeless or helping the youth unemployment and a lot of stuff.
I think it's an unnecessary extravagance and a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Should they be forced to pay it back?
I think they should, and I know that Doug Ford clearly has the means to do that.
Yes.
So I think it would be the appropriate thing to do.
More than likely they should, but they're politicians. They're not accountable.
Okay, then.
Plain and simple.
If I make a bad purchase, I'm on the hook for it.
Right.
If they make a bad purchase,
We're on the hook.
I'm on the hook for it.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that that's either professional or appropriate when you're in a position where you hold some kind of power.
They should resign and be prosecuted.
Okay.
Stealing taxpayers' money.
It could be right.
Oh, okay.
Like I said,
Make the case.
I just made the case.
Okay, then.
They're working within their official capacity as a politician. They're
Right.
representing. We vote them in to do that. It's like a privilege, and also in another sense it's like a service.
Okay. What do you think about Doug Ford having to pay back the $200,000 that resulted in the ill-fated purchase of that private jet?
I think it makes sense. It was his poor decision making in the first place. So accountability, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's his own private jet, he should.
Yep.
I agree. If I bought a plane on your money and you didn't like it, I'd have to pay it back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. He should get it from his liberal cronies there.
No.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
Well, he's the premier.
Right.
And he's the top. Is the most top official in the province of Ontario. We give them that privilege. We the voters give them that privilege.
That's not even a question. It's going to happen, or it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You know.
Doug Ford, at heart, I don't know if he's become it, but he's a liberal at heart. He loves the liberals. He's not like his brother was.
But I hate Rebel News. So
Oh, you hate Rebel News? Well, but sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
Okay.
What about the issue at hand? Politicians spending.
I don't like Doug Ford. I don't know.
Okay.
They're all grifters. I don't know what to tell you.
Should they pay back the money?
Sure, why not?
You know, it's kind of perversely ironic. Once upon a time, Doug Ford ran on the election slogan, respect for taxpayers. Are you feeling respected right now?
Not at all.
No, not at all. No.
No, sir. No. Not at all. Not at all. I don't think a lot of people are with him.
No, it's not. Absolutely. Their politicians are held to a higher standard, right?
Yes.
As, you know, we have to pay for our food and lodging. They don't.
No.
Okay.
But I voted for him in the beginning.
Okay.
I was actually on Global News on a corner once. They said
no kidding.
when he was going for the premiership, they said, "What about Doug Ford?" And I shouted, "Yeah, Ford Nation."
Are you having buyer's remorse?
Yes. I didn't vote him the second time. Definitely did not vote for him the second time.
I'm a little ashamed at the point that I voted for the man, you know what I mean?
Oh, are you having buyer's remorse?
Well, no, I'll always be conservative, but you know what? I think I've found out now that he's basically he's a liberal in disguise masquerading as a conservative.
We're hearing a lot of that too.
If I'm being completely honest, no. Especially to the point where like none of us can get a house, or like none of us young people and stuff.
Yes.
So
Do you feel respected these days, sir?
Of course, we should always pay. Taxpayers should always be respected. But again, I say, that's democracy. We, the taxpayers, we gave them that privilege by going to the polls and voting them to represent us. We gave them that privilege, and we can take it back from them.
Okay.
If
He's not doing well in the polls right now.
well, so be it. So the people let the people speak.
All right. Should these MPPs resign then, sir?
Yes. Yes, 100%.
They should, but they won't. But at the same time, he's the lesser of two evils. Would you rather have Kathleen win,
Yes.
right? Would you rather have that, or would you rather have Doug Ford, who's actually for the people?
I gotta tell you, for me right now, it's a photo finish.
It's either you get in the ass or you get in the mouth. Sorry.
That would probably be the honest thing to do, you know. But none of these politicians seem to be honest anymore, right? So they've lost the plot. So they've considered working for themselves or the higher whoever powers are, rather than the common people that are paying the salaries, which is embarrassing. You know, I don't know how they sleep.
Well, folks, what did we learn after spending a couple of hours here at Young Dundas Square regarding the MPPs and Doug Ford and whether they should pay their money back and indeed resign for their luxurious spending ways on our dime? Well, the vast majority of people that offered an opinion said it's outrageous, they should pay it back, they should resign. We had one person, the statistical anomaly, he had no problem. Well, I guess everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I guess the most distressing thing was the apathy. So many people didn't know what we were talking about, didn't want to come on camera. Even though this has been front page news for at least a couple of weeks. And you know, it's the old saying springs to mind, those who do not care about politics are destined to be ruled over by those who do. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Folks, it's outrageous. Politicians should be serving the taxpayer, not sponging off of them. And if you think like we do, please go to our website, paythemoneyback.com. That's paythemoneyback.com. Let's tell Doug Ford and his high-flying MPPs that their behavior is not acceptable. Sign the petition, and if you're able to, help us cover our expenses by making a donation.